Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brian over here at the Little Orchard Farm. And well, it's snowing again. We never see snow in the South. I have no idea what's going on. But this is a good snow. And it's probably going to limit what we do outside today. So we're going to bounce back into the barn and do a little work inside there. A lot of work inside there, actually. We're making a lot of good progress. A lot to do. Let's do this. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brian over here at the Little Orchard Farm. Welcome to today's video. Today, we're back in the barn. It's going to be nasty outside. More rain on the way. In fact, just about an hour and a half north of us, expecting up to 10 to 13 inches of snow. It's going to get nasty. So Kevin is back in town today and brought a piece of equipment with him. It's really going to help us with the lights. This is a one-man lift. Goes up to 19 feet. I don't think he's going to have a problem reaching anything in this building at 19 feet. But we're going to try to get the rest of the lights up. We're going to try to get them wired. And then we're going to move on to something else. More than likely, we're going to run and start or run a few more electrical outlets for this general barn area. If you recall, in the last video, no, I didn't show you. I didn't show you. So I will also show you what we did for the wood shop in terms of all of the electrical work. Kevin and I finished that up last weekend. And that was the weekend, if you recall as well, that we were able to get out and get our HM126 sawmill. We got the bed, the rail, and the bunk system installed, constructed. And so the hope was that this weekend we're going to get some good weather to maybe get this bad boy lifted up and put on that rail. We'll see. We got a long weekend, and so anything is possible. We might be cutting wood before the weekend's over with, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Anyway, we got a lot to do today. Let's do this. So Kevin brought in the big guns today. He has some awesome connections where he was able to get this thing for the weekend, and we're going to use this to hopefully speed up the process. When Kevin was out the first time, we installed these lights, and it took pretty much all day. And so we're hoping, and that was because we're up the ladder, down the ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder. With this, he can get up there and he can hang out for a while and not worry about not worry about coming up and down the ladder all the time. It'll make, I think, a significant difference in the installation time of the lights and for the wiring. And so the other thing that we decided to do was at one point we were going to put the two outside rows on one circuit and the one in the middle on another circuit, to where if we came in and we only wanted to cut on one strip, we could do that. And I decided, nah, let's scrap that. One circuit for the whole deal. Because we're doing LED lights, each light is going to be pulling just a little over 1 amp with 9 lights, and with a 15 amp breaker. Got plenty. So we're going to put them all on one. That way, one switch, one light, and then that also picks us up an additional slot in our circuit box. And we had a long discussion about the 100 amp service. We have a 100 amp service coming in the building, and Kevin and I got to talking about all the different tools, all the things in here that might be using power. And while we'll probably still be under the 100 amps, we don't want to come close in each of the individual circuits that we create. And so we got a little bit of noodling to do on that, but I think we're going to be okay in creating a couple of different individual circuits that, for example, I want to put in 2 individual circuits for freezers. We'll eventually have freezers out here to store the vegetables and the meat that we'll be growing on the farm. And two freezers on a single circuit could overload the circuit if the power goes out and both of them have to start up at the same time, because they take up anywhere from 10 to 15 amps to start up. Well, you're usually going to run those on a 15 amp circuit. And so two of them starting up at the exact same time will typically go over that 15 amp. However, I'm running out of slot spaces in the breaker box, so I can't put every single one of them on a separate circuit. I just don't have enough space. So that's the kind of thing that we're kind of rolling through, trying to figure out, will it work or won't it? We'll see. All right, well, we have got, we're gonna jump on these lights and get these lights installed, and hopefully by the end of the day, this entire barn will be lit. Man, that thing works great. You know how many times you had to climb up a ladder to get that run right there? Oh my God. All right, a quick update on where we are. So Kevin's been working on wiring the actual lights. And so we've got all the wiring pulled, and he is now attaching them to the lights themselves. As you can see up here, you can see the wire running to it. He's wired up all of them. All of them are obviously installed. We've got them all hung. And he chickened out because he turned off the power to this side over here. We got one more run that will tie this side to the middle right here. We're gonna run it right across. Shouldn't take us long enough. All right, so Kevin just finished up the very last light, and it's the moment of truth. Oh, I can turn it on from over here, can't I? No, I can't. Yeah, I can.
I got the breaker.
Oh, you flipped the breaker. Man, yeah. You went full-blown sissy there.
You turn that off. You turn the switch off.
All right. Yep. All right, so he flipped the breaker. Let's see what it looks like. Whoa. Wow. Man. The light this thing puts out is just unbelievable. I just know that if we decided we need to work on a piece of equipment, or if we're constructing a tool, that we will have plenty of light in here to do that. No need for additional lighting. That's unbelievable. Love it. So it's snowing outside, and with that obviously comes limited opportunity to get out and work on the land or to do something outside. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little bit more time in here today. And there's two things that I wanted to kind of show you, but one of them we did several days ago, and I thought that I would show you a few clips of that, and that is the installation of all of our electrical boxes along with all the wiring. Kevin and I went through and we did essentially wired out the entire wood shop. And I want to show you some of the clips from that. And then we can talk about exactly why we did what we did and kind of follow up on a video from a couple of weeks ago talking about several of the different considerations that go into laying out the electrical in your shop. Take a look at this real quick. Your battery died? Great start to the day right there. Dead battery right out of the gate. So there was some activity, a flurry of activity that went on in here as we hustled to get the wiring all up. And man, he did such an awesome job. I think we both did a pretty bang up job in getting this stuff laid out appropriately. And so that was, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about how we went about determining the location of our tools, tool layout. You take that in conjunction with the dust collection strategy, your heating and air strategy, and your storage strategy. You take all those three things, bundle it with your tool layout strategy, and you have a kind of a complete vision on what you're wanting to accomplish in your shop. And so we took that layout, that tool layout, and I, of course, also included in it some flexibility, a little bit of scalability. But we took the tools and we laid out where each of those would go, and we then ran the power to them, right? We ran the boxes for them and then the cable to them. Now, we ended up running 6 circuits, 6 individual independent circuits that would take into consideration the cluster of tools and the amperage that would be required to run one or more of those tools. And so we tried to separate out those tools that required higher amperages on startup or upon running versus some of the other tools. And we ran those back, and you can see that they're all looped right here. And so we didn't put those into the box because that activity will occur next when we finish getting the lighting in. Kevin will go ahead and patch these in to the circuit box, the circuit breaker box. And I will begin insulating, right? And I'll leave this area open so he can work in here. And so that's the next activity, is the insulation. So we're going to insulate today. I'm going to pop open these 4 bats, and I think I got a little bit left on another one here that was open. This was all leftover insulation from the cabin. So we're going to crack this open and use it here in the barn. And I'll get a good idea of how much I'm going to need in totality based on these 4 bats. I'll be able to kind of guesstimate the total area that one bat will cover. My second least favorite job when we were doing the cabin was the insulation. The number one was by far the ice and water shield that is placed on the roof line. It is the most horrendous stuff to work with, but this was a pretty close second. Insulation. Well, I've just about got one whole wall almost done. Just about done. Got a little bit here on the far end still left to do, and I think I'll knock that out this evening. It's time to take a little bit of a break, go in, warm up a little bit, get out of the itchy clothes, and relax just for a little while before jumping back on some this evening. One big important thing that I think that it is to note is that this process is an important process in insulation, right? You got to really make sure you're covering your bases and getting everything done the right way. You don't want to skimp at this stage. You want to do it right. And so it takes a little bit of time, and that's okay. We're living and learning, taking it one step at a time. And eventually this little shop will be a fun place to get out and work on some projects. I'm really looking forward to it. Well, listen, guys, this is going to end today's video. What a wonderful week of activities that we've had out here. Lighting, whoop, whoop. We've got the circuits or the outlets all put in, and we've started insulating. Man, it's starting to roll pretty nicely, and we'll get it there. We'll get it there, I promise you. Well, until next time, hope you have a wonderful week, a very blessed week. Until we see you again the next time, we will see ya.